Coming up this week, it is the fourth and final part of a short series looking back at Couch to 5k, and this time we look at graduation. We look at weeks 8 and 9 when those runs start to get just that little bit longer than they have been, and we aim to get to the 30 minutes. So in this final video of this short series, I'm going to be reminiscing about weeks 8 and 9 on Couch to 5k, the weeks when you finally realise that you can do it, when you graduate the Couch to 5k programme and you realise it's not a joke, you can do those times, it's mad. Now, if you want to watch the videos that I'll be featuring today in their entirety, there will be links down below, the like button to both of those videos. There's also a link to the playlist where you can watch all 9 videos, all 27 runs in Couch to 5k, and leave your comments and just indulge yourself in my journey. Why not? Anyway, let's get cracking. Let's watch week 8. Hello again, here we are. It is week 8 on the Couch to 5k, the penultimate week of this challenge. And this week we're stepping things up again. And I'll bring it up on screen because it's become a habit. As you can see, it's the same 3 runs again this week, but instead of 25 minutes, in week 8, we're doing 28 minutes. So only a subtle increase, but we're heading up towards the magic 30 minutes, which I can see now is what week 9 is going to be all about. So yeah, I'm okay. I'm still, as I said in the vlog last week, I'm still a little bit hesitant, a little bit having a little bit of trouble during that toxic first half. And I'm hoping that the stamina is going to build a bit this week, and I'm going to find that the toxic 15 is heading back down towards more what it should be, which is the toxic 10. So the surprising thing here then is how just adding 3 minutes onto a run, so the previous week you were doing 25 minutes and now you're doing 28 minutes, and it sounds like nothing, those 3 minutes, but actually it feels like a lot, because 25 is kind of your limit and then you're adding a bit more. And only 2 or 3 weeks before, running 3 minutes on its own was a very real challenge. Right, that's week 8, run 1 complete. Now I don't know, this might be a bit windy, so I'm going to start heading off the beach now. I ran on the promenade again, and then I came back, and then I thought, oh, I'll try running on the beach. It was just a little bit on the sand, and then it was firmer sand towards the end. But I was finding it a little tricky towards the end, so I'd like to extend my thanks to the Kaiser Chiefs for predicting a riot, which was actually the right tempo for me to run for that final 5 minutes. That's it. Another 28 minutes complete. Run 2 of week 8. It was quite tough, but then these longer runs are going to be. But I kept going, kept pushing to make sure that I was going to do it. I started off at a slow, steady rate. I think that's definitely key for me anyway in these longer runs. But the last 5 minutes, I did feel okay, and I thought, yeah, I'm gonna pick up the pace. Right, that's another run complete. Week 8, run 3. That's the end of week 8. I can't believe that's another week in the bag. And I was thinking about it while I was running, and that's 7 runs now. The last 7 runs have been 25 minutes or more each. So, and the reason I was thinking about that is that there are moments when you think, oh, this is hard, I can't do this. But I think we all suffer from that. I mean, if you've ever taken an exam or taken a driving test or gone for a job interview or anything like that, you've always got that little voice, haven't you, telling you that you're rubbish and you can't do it. But of course, the voice is wrong, and you can do it. Of course you can. You can do whatever you put your mind to.
So it just shows what a mental challenge it is. That 3 minutes I was talking about earlier, it is such a biggie. It's such a big leap up from 25 minutes. And you kind of forget after you finish the program just what these incremental distances, these incremental times that you're adding on, just what a challenge it really is. But it's such an achievement when you do it.
So here we are. It is week 9. I can't believe the time has just flown by. And it's hard to believe that 9 weeks ago I was struggling to get to 60 seconds. In fact, I struggled to make any kind of rapid movement in a forwards direction. And yet now we have the prospect of achieving what I thought was the impossible. And that is runs of 30 minutes. And that's the task this week. We have 3 runs of 30 minutes each, after which I will have graduated. I will have completed the Couch to 5K program. So there's nothing much more we can say except to go out there, give it a go and see how I get on. I'll catch you on the other side. I think this calls for a Mexican wave.
Now this is quite a moment here because I've just run my first ever 30 minutes and that's what the program's all about. It shouldn't really be called Couch to 5K, it should be called Couch to 30 minutes. And this is the first time I'd ever run for 30 minutes. And I hadn't done 5K, no, but it's still such a monumental moment, such an achievement. And you can see how pleased I am in the video.
Yeah, brilliant. 1 30-minute run done and 2 to go in the final week. Week 9, run 2 is done, and that was hard. It's quite humid today, and being British, I'm not used to that. But yeah, I made it through. The first 10 minutes were the hardest, and I guess that's not a massive surprise really. And I seemed to get over that 10 minutes. And then I wouldn't say it got easier, but I was sort of in a rhythm and it wasn't too bad. Week 9, run 1, I did 4.23, I think it was, K, which is fine, that's perfect. That's a little more really than I anticipated being on week 9. And today's run, run 2, I think because it was humid, I did slow down a bit. I did, well, the first 15 minutes was 2.2 K. So I was sort of on track to slightly better what I did on run 1, but I did slow down a little bit in the second half because it was a bit hot today, and I know I'm a wimp. And the total at the end was 3.95, and these distances are, I'm not including the brisk walk, I'm just including the 30-minute run. I tap it to start as we start running and then stop it when I get to the end.
So it's interesting here because the runs are quite modest, but the distances are quite modest rather, but I'm starting to sort of think about it and think about where I'm going to be going, and it's interesting how even fractions of a kilometre really mean something at this stage.
So here we are then. We have finally reached run 27 of 27. It's the final run on Couch to 5K, and I've achieved all the other ones, so I'm hopeful that I can do this one too. The forecast is a bit iffy, so we'll see how we go. Let's get out there, let's get it done, and I'm going to show you progress along the way. Here we go. Yay! Whoa. Yeah, that's the last run completed. And as you can probably tell, I'm a bit wet. And this is nothing to do with sweating profusely, but everything to do with the weather. About halfway along, it started coming down quite heavily, started chucking it down. But this run has been slightly different. It's definitely new beginnings because instead of coming out, I normally go out for my runs in the late afternoon or early evening, and today I've come out first thing in the morning.
That's interesting. I didn't realize. I'm always banging on this channel about how I'm not a morning person, how I don't run in the mornings, but I didn't realise on Couch to 5K that I did do that. I went out for a morning run. In fact, the ultimate run, week 9, I went out there and I did a morning run. I hadn't remembered that. You see, I can do these morning runs. What's the matter with me?
Now, the eagle-eyed amongst you might have noticed I've got a different colour top on here because I've been running in the afternoons and it's warmed up. I've just been wearing like a normal t-shirt and a normal pair of shorts because the wicking running gear that I got a few weeks ago is sort of long sleeve. It's kind of for cold weather running. Put my hat on, it's raining again. And so I don't really want to wear that. But there's no doubt, without wishing to get into too much detail, you do get quite, you perspire, let's be honest, when you run. And you get wet really quickly with just normal stuff on. So as an early graduation present for the Couch to 5K, I bought myself several short-sleeved running tops and shorts. Got myself a new cap, which I've probably ruined in this rain that we've had today, but these don't cost very much, so that's all right. And also a pair of more wrappy, roundy type sunglasses to stop the little bugs coming in the sides. So yeah, that's a little present for myself.
So I'm finally starting to realise that I need to go out every run with some wicking clothing on, and I still got that wicking top. I don't wear that one very often, but yeah, I kind of made a move to having some semi-proper running stuff.
And I've finished the Couch to 5K. This is it all done. And I will get a little graduation badge on Health Unlocked and a virtual certificate, which is a nice touch. But if you've stuck with me through all of these videos, all 9 of them, you don't deserve a certificate, you deserve a medal. So, and thank you if you have. Thank you for all the comments and feedback, and especially when I have my wobble about halfway through. Remember that? Yeah, schoolboy error. Actually, I had a bit of a problem today because Sarah Millican said, "You've got 5 minutes." And I thought, well, that's good. And I've been running, and I thought, oh, 5 minutes must be up. Normally she says, 60 seconds to go. Pulled my phone out of my pocket, and the run was paused. But luckily I'd been tracking on another app the distance, as I think I mentioned earlier, that I've been doing on these last runs, just to see how I was doing. So I could see how long I'd been running for, and I'd been running for 32 minutes. So I thought, oh, that's okay, then I can stop. I knew I'd done the 30 minutes. In fact, I'd done over 30. So that's fine. And because I'd done slightly more, the distance was actually 4.5 kilometres this time.
So that was interesting then on that final part, realising that it was 4.5k that I'd been to. I didn't realise that. I thought that perhaps I got a bit closer to 5k, but oh no, 4.5k. As I mentioned earlier, the programme Couch to 5k is really incorrectly named. It should be Couch to 30 minutes because that is the goal. It's running for 30 minutes. And if you only do 3k or 2k, it doesn't really matter. The whole point is getting out there and moving in a general forwards direction slightly faster than you have done previously. That's the point of the programme. And then after that, you can try and build up and do more things, such as getting to 5k in however long that takes you. And for me, I did other things like go on to 10k. In fact, I even went on to half marathon. And you can follow that entire journey on this channel. There were videos right from when I started Couch to 5k, right through to the present day, all the challenges that involved, all the hurdles that I had to overcome, not quite literally, but I did have an injury at one stage, for example, so there was all sorts of things that happened. And of course I learned all sorts of things along the way from the wonderful running community, so I picked up all sorts of tips. So do watch those videos. If you haven't seen them, pick your way through. There's bound to be some that you will find informative, and then there's plenty you'll find just plain silly, because there's lots of that on this channel too. I hope you've enjoyed this short series reminiscing about Couch to 5k. Don't forget, you can watch the entire journey, all 27 runs, all 9 weeks in detail. The playlist is linked but down below that like button. And don't forget to subscribe. If you're new here, you're very welcome. And put your comments below, because I love to read them and love to hear what you've got to say. Right, that's it now. Thank you very much for watching this short series. Back to normal next week with some usual running nonsense. So please join me for that. Thanks so much for watching.